this interview with Piers Morgan, I couldn't believe how many people were like, yes, give him a chance. It's like, okay, first of all, he's not canceled. He's in 5 movies. Hollywood is not giving him the chance. Stop acting like this is that we're the assholes.
He's a liability. He's a liability for these big studios, period.
And also, people keep saying that he hasn't been charged with anything. Okay, wait a second.
Well, he was charged.
Netflix and House of Cards won a $30 million case against him. The judge said the case was not even close. The award has been reduced to $1 million, by the way, because now House of Cards needs Spacey to testify against an insurance company for them. So they have reduced it to $1 million, not because it didn't cost them $30 million, but because there's a larger amount at stake, apparently, in this case against the insurance company. I don't really understand it completely, but the bottom line is...
But he's broke.
There were 8 days of live testimony, 20 hours of depositions. Only one witness, they said, was found to be less than credible. There were multiple, I think there were 9 people that said he, did what would be considered very untoward things to them. They're all much younger people that worked in various capacities, who, by the way, were moved around to get them away from Kevin Spacey. House of Cards was totally hip to what was going on.
Yeah, he was a horn dog.
And then, for example, some of the cases he's won, okay, there's 3 cases where the alleged victims died. I'm not saying that he's guilty because they died, or I'm not making a conspiracy there. I'm just saying. Then there's the Boston reporter's son, who that case fell apart when his mother deleted embarrassing photos from his phone. And so they dropped the case.
She tampered with evidence.
Then Anthony Rapp, that's the original case, which, do you remember Kevin Spacey apologized for that?
Yep.
He said, let's see, he apologized deeply for his inappropriate drunken behavior. He said he didn't realize how old Anthony Rapp was. I think he was he 15 years old or something like that? But Anthony Rapp sued him then for $40 million. So now it's being declared that Anthony Rapp didn't happen because Anthony Rapp was very poor at redescribing Kevin Spacey's floor plan of his place. That is what lost. They said the star witness was the floor plan.
30 years later?
More than 30 years later. That's why Anthony Rapp lost that case. Not that he would have won $40 million anyway. I don't know if he would have won. But, I mean, some of these cases. And then on Piers Morgan, they pick a couple of people from the documentary Watch, just a couple, and they feature them. And I've got it queued up. And watch the way Kevin kind of talks around these things. Remember the guy that said he met Kevin Spacey, he kind of hit on him, sort of, kind of. He hugged him too long. It was kind of weird. And then the next day, he's like, hey, let's go hang out. Yeah. And they went and met. And Kevin all of a sudden goes, hey, look at the theater. Saving Private Ryan's playing. That's the only movie that you've ever been in. Let's go see it right now.
Cool. What a coincidence.
And then he said Kevin starts beating off to the horrible scene at the beginning where limbs are getting blown off people. Kevin's pounding off and trying to get him to beat him off.
Wait, to
that scene.
Amazing. That's incredible focus.
Wow. Kevin's response to that is that he's never seen Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, bullshit. Put him on a lie detector now.
That's what I was thinking myself.
Come on. Everyone's seen that movie.
Well, anyway, you'll see. He goes through a couple of them right here with Piers Morgan. I thought Piers was really... Piers was not really very hard on Kevin.
A really good
that way. Generally he is, but I thought this is really kind of weak myself.
Oh, really? Okay.
I leaned in because he was saying something to me, and then I felt something tickle me just right below my zipper, and I was like, what? I looked down and I see it's his finger.
Hard.
Yeah, no, his hand touched my penis.
Oh boy.
Wasn't like us playing around in a locker room.
It's a House of Cards guy, isn't it?
A little tap. It was sexual.
They just did a scene together.
Inappropriately touched on set at work.
Why is Kevin nodding his head in agreement?
He just had these real dead eyes looking at me, and I just felt like I was staring into like a soulless monster.
Oh, whoa.
Now, you worked on the show for 4 years. What's your response to that? What do you feel about that?
I know who that is. We had a lot of fun together. When he left the show, we were emailing to each other. In fact, in one of our flirty emails, which we had, I asked him to send me he was talking about working out. He was getting buff, and I said, "Oh, send me a picture." And he sent me a couple of pictures that were.
You send him any pictures?
Provocative.
We've got them.
Oh, we've got him. Oh, you have him.
Yeah.
Oh, and there he is. He's there.
one
Those are
of
the gayest pictures
He
I've ever seen in my
voluntarily
life.
sent you
Yeah, so
those.
really.
Send me these. This is now.
Nude in shoes.
He's wearing
Kevin
these-
beat off so hard to that too, you know, right?
He's
And
wearing
still does.
sports shoes. He's taking these giant strides which hide his wiener, but the rest of his body is visible. This does not mean that didn't happen.
Of course not.
Doesn't mean that.
No.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's very convenient, Kevin, that you have those pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Anyway.
that guy wanted to just share nude photos, but he didn't want you cupping his balls and playing with them.
Well, also maybe this guy thought that Kevin could help his career in some way.
Yeah.
So maybe he's buttering him up. But because someone emails you after you assault them, haven't we seen a million cases where that happens?
Yes. Yes. That's been Spacey's main defense. Was the whole, well, they emailed me afterwards. Because remember, he's released other emails.
Yeah. So what he's saying is that apparently 30 or 40 people just all made things up, and a lot of them his excuses. He says, I don't know, but I Channel 4 might have paid them.
We got to take
Doesn't
Kevin
know
Spacey
that.
down. Hollywood needs him too much.
Yeah, I mean, really, that many people. It's kind of like Deshaun Watson, the quarterback for the
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns. Really, 22 women. That's 22 that were settled with. There were actually more like 40 or 50 women who said that he harassed them sexually, touched them inappropriately, whatever, in these massages. That many people made things up. I just think that's insane to think. But anyway, continue with this. There's another guy he brings up.
This allegation he makes, I believe, was in 2013 because I know the scene he's talking about, and I know when we shot that scene.
Because I remember.
And this is now
Forgot about that.
2016. So that was 2013. This is now 2016, and we're like talking about getting together, and he's sending me these kind of pictures, and you just go, oh, okay. So which is true, Daniel?
They can both
I think
be
it's
true.
very clear what's true.
No, they can both be true. He could send you emails,
And by the way,
you
can I
could have
just
done
also
that.
say,
Yeah.
I don't know why Channel 4 has not yet told the British public if they paid these individuals to tell these stories. My brother's been paid a number of times for telling
Randy!
false and crazy stories.
Oh, man, let's call Randy again.
We know that they
Wait a
approached
second.
people and said they would
Pause
pay
it.
them.
Randy said he
So-
was not paid.
Randy
the last
followed-
time he said Randy was paid for something, Randy said he was not paid for the picture of his mother,
Yeah, he set him up, and Kevin took the bait.
which Kevin cried about. And by the way, Kevin is about to say that he knows his Uber driver as well as his brother knows him, which is ridiculous.
Was he the
says-
same Uber driver? What's he talking about?
Yeah.
Uber driver who
That's
brought him
called
to
a
the
chauffeur.
Uber driver who brought him to the studio that day.
Oh,
That's his fault.
That's, you mean to tell me that they grew up as kids until Randy was 17 and left home, and the Uber driver knows Kevin as well as Randy?
The Uber driver looks like
brother.
Rod Stewart.
Yes.
Well,
No.
they're both very good drivers.
That's the most preposterous thing. He says, I've only been in contact with him 4 times in 50 years since we were kids. And I know my Uber driver who brought me here better than I know my brother, or better than my brother knows me. That's absurd.
And the only other money that Randy got was from writing A Moment in Time, Living in the Shadows, lifting up the curtain from a lifetime of silence after surviving sexual child abuse.
If he made money on it. I don't think
that
it
was the
a,
title.
What's the full title?
I don't think it was a big seller.
What?
It's the title.
What are you talking about?
Needed a
3.1
punch that up a
stars
bit.
on Amazon.
Did they pay these individuals for telling these stories?
Did they
cares if
know
they
about
did?
these pictures and the emails?
So these people made up these stories where they get
How could they?
molested to make money from Channel 4 in England. How'd they know Channel 4 was going to pay
What
them?
they did was, instead of coming to us in a reasonable fashion and saying, listen, we're thinking of airing this thing in 3 months or 4 months. We want to give you an opportunity to respond to these. I would have then gone and found those emails. I would have shown them those emails. We would have said, guys, if you're going to present a story, present the whole story.
It doesn't take 3 months to
Just
find an
coming to this call,
email.
when I saw the evidence that you provided, it just seems completely ridiculous.
What
If,
part of it?
if he's doing that 3 years later, how traumatized can he really be?
You guys must not have watched
Well,
many
when things
sexual
happen
assault
in-
cases or
Or-
stories if you really think that's impossible.
There are a
Or ever
number
been
of
sexually,
others in the Channel 4
assaulted
documentary whom
themselves.
We have also
My
found
peers.
exchanges between me and them, and in one case, years after.
Well, we have an example, a former Marine called Scott, who alleged this.
So when he beat off to it, Saving
Yes.
Private Ryan. Yeah.
Here we
All of
go.
a sudden, I
And Kevin has to watch the clip.
activity happening next to me and kind of glance over, and Kevin's just pleasuring himself.
Oh, for God's sake.
During the invasion.
some of the most
The Normandy
horrific war
invasion.
footage
At the beginning of Saving Private
ever
Ryan.
recreated. Like, there's no way that this is happening. That this guy
Oh, it's happening.
is rubbing one out during the invasion of Normandy.
Sorry.
And finally, he reaches over and grabs my hand and tries to get me to help out. I was like, no, this is crazy.
Oh boy.
So he's a gigantic Marine who presumably has fought in wars. But there are some salient points about this. Apparently, you've never seen Saving Private Ryan.
No, I haven't.
Come on, Piers.
why is he
You know why he's never seen it? He was too busy beating off while he was in the theater.
My last question, did he get
pause.
paid for telling this story?
Did he
I
get
don't-
paid? No.
That is such a bullshit argument.
Come on, Kevin. That's ridiculous. So people will just go, I got a great story about Kevin Spacey. What are you paying? And they just don't vet anything. They just go, oh, great, come on.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not even going to contact Spacey, so don't even worry about your story.
I've never seen the movie. Everybody's seen that movie.
By the way, the ID channel did offer Kevin Spacey the chance to respond to those things. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
His
So
argument
the
is
BBC didn't offer him a chance to respond to anything. I find that hard to
no.
believe.
His argument is that they didn't give me enough time to
They didn't give
respond.
me 3 months to
Which
respond.
I think in
To
his
find emails.
in his mind, that's like, oh, that's time I could have paid these guys off to recant their stories or something like
Or-
that.
yeah, or threaten them.
He claims to say that he couldn't find the emails. You're telling me that picture we just showed with that guy nude, like he didn't have those on the ready?
Yeah.
I mean, he knew where those. How hard
Kevin
is it?
showed up with those.
How hard
Piers
is it to
didn't have
search?
those.
How hard is it to search your email
By the
for an
way-
email, especially when he admits that he's been conversing with them?
What about the other 9 people who were in that special on,
Yeah.
on the ID
Were
channel?
What, they get paid?
Were they paid?
By the way, how do you prove that he didn't see Saving Private Ryan? That is the most preposterous
prove
way.
that negative,
That's just,
yeah.
wow, that just eliminates the whole story. Then I guess that guy, that big Marine, he just made it up for no reason. He just wanted to be on TV as a guy that watched you beat off.
Wouldn't that be great?
What
if
an
there was-
honor that was.
It'd be great if there's security footage of him walking into the theater with that guy. It's probably too old.
Listen to
and I
the
don't
rest of
have
this,
it, but
though.
Come on.
Kevin makes some more claims, but I
Okay,
don't
great.
see the emails he's talking about. For some reason, he didn't produce those.
No. What I do know is that he claimed that this incident at the movies happened in 1998. I have an email from him in 2011. I have an email from him in 2013, in which he's not only in the 2011 one says how great it was to see me when I was just in Los Angeles.
Oh, that is-
And I
yeah,
know
there
I'd
it
gone
is.
to Los Angeles at some point during the tour of Richard III. We apparently went to a play together, and he looked forward to seeing me again soon in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a
So,
big
again,
star,
to
Kevin.
me,
He wanted to
this
have a
is
career.
ridiculous.
Doesn't mean he wants you to beat off next to him in that play.
It could have been life. I mean, it has been life.
So why doesn't he sue this guy? And why doesn't he sue that other guy with the nude pictures? Why doesn't he sue these people?
Channel 4.
All these people made these things up. This many people.
The reaction to this documentary was very interesting.
Piers Morgan does
Actually,
ball wash him, doesn't he?
He does. No, it's horrible.
yeah.
I was really bummed out.
From people
It's
like
usually
Piers
he is a
and
good
Charles and
interview.
others who just saw through a lot of what they saw to be nonsensical. People who are victims of what they claim
How
to
much
be.
did Kevin Spacey get paid to be on Piers
I
Morgan?
don't think a Marine voluntarily sends
Kevin doesn't have any
cheery
money.
emails
Oh, that's
to
right.
you
Broke,
You don't
remember?
have
years
any
later if you
idea how
genuinely
victims
experienced
react.
some
Oh
great
my
trauma.
God.
Watching a movie you say you've never watched.
Right.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes,
He's never
you
seen the
know, I
movie.
mean-
Wow.
Channel 4 presented this.
And we know
as
that
if it
'cause he
was
said it.
some Deep dive. They called it forensic investigation. And at the center of this documentary,
here we go.
they used my brother.
Yeah.
Now,
Randy, who we love.
Oh, he's
my
great.
brother
Excellent drummer.
moved
Friend of
out
the
of the
show.
house when he was 17. I then moved to New York to go to Juilliard when I was 19.
Ooh.
And in all the years since, which is nearly 50 years, we have seen each other, even he admitted, maybe 4 times.
Nice brother
You
you are,
told
Kevin.
stories about your mother.
Sold stories. I mean, what he's done to her is terrible. What he's done to me doesn't matter. The guy who drove me here, the Uber that you guys sent, I know that guy better than I know my brother.
Really?
Oh, you've seen him
He's
more than
out
4
there telling
times?
all these
Wait, pause
stories
for a
and
second.
talking
You
about
drove
how he
him
knows me.
too?
Wait, so you spent 17 years with his brother, and he knows his Uber driver better. Really? Now, you know, I don't spend a ton of time with my brothers and sisters, but I grew up with them, and I know them pretty fucking well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether I'm with them all the time now or not, I know them very well. I know a lot about them, and there's no Uber driver I will have a ride with that I will know better than my siblings.
Right.
That would never happen. That is the most ridiculous fucking thing.
Yeah.
And for Piers, the ball washing is really disturbing on this, I got to say.
Man. So that's the that's the armchair psychologist that you use at the center of this documentary. And then they go back to 48 years ago when I was in high school and I was 17 years old. Guy makes a claim that I grabbed his junk while we were driving in a car. I mean, I did a lot
Sounds
of
like
embarrassing
you.
things when
But
I was
how
in high
can you
school.
possibly refute that? I mean, you can say it didn't happen.
Personally, I remember that. I would remember that.
Possible that might have happened.
If that happened to me or if I did it, I would remember that.
Well, we all did. I mean, they could go back to junior high when I pulled Stephanie's hair in the 7th grade.
No, that's not what we're talking about, Kevin. That's not funny.
About sexual assault.
To CNN, Spacey Unmasked is an important film exploring the balance of power and inappropriate behavior in a work environment, aiming to give a voice to those who've previously been unable to speak out. What do you make of that statement?
It's embarrassing.
What's embarrassing?
I mean, had they had all this material that we've now been showing viewers, it's impossible to see how Channel 4 could have put out the same documentary. As a former
I
newspaper
think Piers
editor,
hates
would
Channel
have-
4 too.
I would have said, hang on.
Obviously.
This one's been sending him pictures years later. This one's been sending him friendly emails, wanting to work with him again. None of that
We've
makes
seen
sense.
this a million
I don't
times
know.
with women. With
I do
Harvey
know
Weinstein,
facts,
people wanted to work with him after he'd practically raped them.
And I was actually annoyed on your behalf. I can't even imagine how you
Piers.
felt.
What?
Because it seemed to me like a bit of a stitch up. Like there was a wish to take you down, overriding what had already happened in a criminal court and a civil court.
Okay,
Well,
pause for a second. Criminal
that's
courts
your
and civil courts, cases that are this old are very hard to win.
Yeah.
Very hard to win. And Kevin Spacey has spent, he claims, his entire net worth on attorneys, probably very good attorneys, to fight these cases. People don't, I mean, it's really, really, really rare to win a case like that. So apparently all these people just want to stitch up Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
The people from the case he lost the case at House of Cards. That was like 9 people. Apparently they made it up. The people on the BBC special in England at the Old Vic, well, we saw how many of those people? 5 or 6 people on the
a whole
special?
handful.
Those were all
They all
liars.
made it up. They did not seem like the kind of conniving people that just make shit up, by the way. I thought they were very good witnesses.
Well, what would be the point of making it up against Kevin Spacey? Would he gain?
To
What-
take him down.
He's claiming Channel 4 paid them. I don't really. Did
for
Channel 4
money.
make them rich
Yeah.
to make a documentary, a fake
Life-changing money.
documentary? I mean, come on. It's not that I don't think Kevin Spacey should ever act again. I just think he is not remorseful
Nope.
on any level at all. He says, "Oh, I was a little bit handsy." Yeah, I was a little bit handsy.
Handsy. Okay.
He doesn't look great either. He's kind of disheveled and not a great suit. He's kind of loose.
Well, he's broke.
He's fighting for roles.
Doesn't even have
Doesn't
a
have
house.
any money, Trudy. His house is going up for foreclosure, which I
Yeah.
also think is a lie, by
It's
the way.
total-
House of
total
Cards.
lie.
I do, I do not believe he would not sell his house. And he said he's avoided bankruptcy a couple times. Which I thought was a way of saying, of acting like, oh my God, I'm almost bankrupt, but not quite. I don't think he's
Well,
bankrupt.
wait a minute,
I don't
though.
fucking believe that.
Well, why didn't he have money? He was in Usual Suspects. I mean, he would have had a big payday for that.
According to the internet, he was worth $80 million 2 years ago. So
Yeah. I
No
don't-
way
I
he
don't
burned
think-
through all that.
no, it's impossible.
No. But
He's a liar.
I got to know who would work with him, who would direct him, what
Liam-
executive producer would put him in that
Liam
movie.
Neeson.
He can be in Taken 5.
Sharon Stone
Sharon
could be his
Stone, yeah.
co-star. Sharon knows how much Hollywood needs Liam.
Oh, no,
Needs
Sharon
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah,
Got
who's
that
the other
Neeson
one?
Who's the other one that needs it?
F.
Kevin
Murray
Spacey.
Abraham,
F. Murray Abraham.
who himself was accused of sexual
F, yeah.
harassment.
Nobody works harder than their craft.
His
than
name
Kevin
is what you
Spacey.
really want to say to him, too. Oh, F. Murray Abraham.
Such a good actor. I think Hollywood needs him more.
Yeah, he is pretty good in the White Lotus.
Although he was also in Louis C.K.'s show.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
They kind of act like this is all on us. We're not deciding this. His peers are deciding this. I don't think people in Hollywood believe him. I think that's the problem.
Why would anybody put their project in jeopardy for him?
Well, personally, I don't think he's going to go beat off around people that don't want to be beaten off around if he makes another movie. But I have a feeling that a lot of people in Hollywood think a lot of this shit happened, and they don't really want to deal with him. Except for Sharon Stone and Liam Neeson.
How many signatures do you think Change.org has for the Help Kevin Spacey Return to Acting petition right now?
How many?
Oh, what do you think?
100,000?
355.
Thousand?
No, 355.
Oh, he doesn't have anybody's support anymore.
I got to tell you, the comments on this interview are unbelievable. Oh my God, what a great interview by Piers. But I just think these are people who love Kevin Spacey's acting, and he's doing a great job acting like innocent Kevin Spacey here.
I've never seen him in any movie where I thought he was compelling in any way. I'm sorry, I didn't watch House of Cards. I didn't know what the deal was with
he's
it.
a good actor.
No, I think he's good.
He's a pretty good actor.
It's kind of meh.
Kaiser Soze. Really?
Yeah,
American Beauty? He's a good actor. I don't think Hollywood needs him because there's other people that are really good at pretending.
They don't need this idea that Hollywood can't survive without Kevin Spacey.
Well, here's the Change.org.
Make it.
This is what they wrote. I've supported Kevin Spacey for years, and to see him be dragged through the mud for things he didn't do is disgusting. Kevin deserves to be back in the spotlight. He deserves to have his career back. Kevin Spacey is a beloved figure in the entertainment industry, known for his incredible talent and contributions to film and theater. Are we going a little overboard on the importance of actors here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But I did hear the last thing that you experience before you die is a movie clip.
That's right,
so
yeah.
it could be of Kevin Spacey.
Mine's going to be of Liam Neeson looking for those black bastards.
Alec Baldwin informed everyone that happens so often when people are on their deathbed.
Not happening.
They think of a scene in a movie like Taken.
It's like Neeson is in the room. Wow.
Like the 18.